When a narcissist knows you figured them out, what's next? We're about to expose the narcissist, and I am glad you could join us again. First, I want to welcome everyone before starting today's video. My channel would not exist without your support. Thank you so much. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel and enable the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the new videos uploaded on this channel. Let's begin. As a result of the wide information provided everywhere, an increasing number of people are realizing that they are friends, parents, spouses, and so on with a toxic person. But what should you do if you suspect you're dealing with a narcissist? Narcissists will do anything to improve their image, no matter the cost, that's for sure. This could include praising another person and pretending to have a close relationship with that person to elevate their perceived status. You may have noticed later that narcissists have an icy, chilly aura. If you have ever been love-bombed, gaslighted, devalued, discarded, or hovered, then you may be certain that the person in question is a narcissist. It's difficult to accept because you don't want to believe it in the first place. Are you having negative thoughts about yourself, placing blame on yourself, or thinking things like, maybe if I hadn't done this or that? Stop now. They shower you with affection, but they screw with your head to such an extent that you start to yearn for the person they posed as. You fell in love with them despite the fact that they were presenting you with a false version of themselves. Then, after a while, they become incredibly addicting, and when the gaslighting begins, your brain begins to reject that this person is actually harming you emotionally. This is because gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation. You start to lose yourself in them, begin to blame yourself for what is occurring, and remain immobile as you wait for them to revert back to their previous state. Being around them for an extended period of time is unpleasant. Narcissists prefer that no one sees through their egocentric masks, and they always put forth a lot of effort to prove that they are better or worse than the masses. They do so despite the fact that they have nothing to offer. Only those who are closest to them can see their proper shape. Even this can only happen after some time with the narcissist. Their closest friends and family members are the first to notice their lies. When confronted with the realization that an insatiable narcissist is driving your interactions, a different measure is required. This means you will be unable to continue interacting with them similarly. Making such a decision would only result in their pain and disappointment. And I want to emphasize something here: loving a narcissist in the hope that they will change is pointless. Advocating tough love in dealing with narcissists may work for you, but it will not work if the narcissist is an adult. Because scolding a narcissist will only enrage them further, making situations even more difficult. Because they despise being criticized, they dislike being told no or reprimanded. They can't see you as anything other than the problem. Because the narcissist is always looking for new victims to dominate and manipulate, your reputation will suffer much faster, and they will forget you. Therefore, I believe that this will only benefit them and not you. You need more than tough love to change a narcissist. Thinking back to the first few days or weeks, you may be devastated when it becomes clear that you're dealing with a narcissist. Your thoughts turn to the time you squandered adoring someone who didn't return your feelings of affection. In these instances, you may keep thinking, what the heck am I supposed to do now? Especially when there are children involved, it's easy for things to spiral out of hand. It's probably the most important thing that can happen at that point in life, when everything starts to make sense. Consider that for a moment, and you'll see how everything fits together. Putting the puzzle pieces together will provide some relief. It's unbearable, true, but when you know what you're up against, it's the perfect time to act. Now is the most important time to devise a strategy for dealing with the circumstance or avoiding the narcissist's sight. The narcissist will not be happy if you tell them what you've been doing. It would be best if you did not tell them what you're doing, whether you're going no contact, ignoring them, or simply turning off your emotional faucet. If you must say something, wait until all the necessary arrangements have been made before announcing your intention to leave. Also, remember that explaining to a narcissist why they are narcissistic is pointless. Some people have never heard the phrase before, and even if they have, they'll try to depict you as a person who is poisonous and refuse to recognize the word. Because they believe that their activities don't merit praise or condemnation, narcissists don't care what other people think about them. The only thing you'll be doing is revealing your hand, which they will then utilize to their advantage. Aside from the obvious possibility that these are your final words before passing, this isn't a good idea. I would not recommend speaking out in the hope of a dialogue in which the narcissist realizes they're wrong, apologizes, and makes amends. Nothing of the sort will transpire in this case. One thing you must avoid stating to a narcissist is how much agony they have given you once you've verified that they are narcissistic. If anything, their gratification and sense of accomplishment would come from knowing that they were able to cause you such pain. They won't be made to feel horrible about themselves in the least. Keep in mind that while they may appear to be sympathetic, narcissists do not care about you. They enjoy the pain you're inflicting on them. When you know you're dealing with a narcissist, don't tell a narcissist you're aware of their behavior or that you're making plans to leave. Because you've already acknowledged that the narcissist won't help you move on with your life, there's no need to say anything else. You should keep as little information from the narcissist as possible. The narcissist will do anything to get an emotional response from you. If you respond, the narcissist gains confidence in their ability to exert control over you. They're more likely to hit such buttons because it reassures them that there is still an emotional involvement. Cut off all ties with the narcissist as soon as you can. Focus more on your physical and mental health. The more we interact with narcissists, the more harm we inflict on ourselves. Deciding to focus more on ourselves and less on the narcissist can be a game changer for us in the long run. When we accept that the narcissist doesn't deserve our love or attention, we free ourselves from the burden of worrying about what other people think of us. Narcissistic relationships can last for months, years, or even decades, and the knowledge that you've been in one can be stressful. But it also represents a chance to reclaim your independence and happiness. Sticking your neck out in the sand or clinging to hope that things will improve in the future is no use. It's a waste of time to try either of these methods. Nothing else will change unless you decide to take responsibility for your actions. That's all there is to say about today's video. As always, I hope this information was of some service to you. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching this video.